Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Who am I but I'm Dre Mack? Came into the game just to spit facts. Into the space that I'm in. They call me Bobby Drake cause I'm cold with the pen. I find no diamonds but I still shine. You can dig me cause my boy's mine. My tracks flame like a Galu. The hardest part on my tongue, thinking is a warm blue. I'ma throw with a gas leak. Camouflage in the mist, but you smell me. One spark, then I bet you I'ma blow up. Just throw my name around, get stupid, then you go dumb. No rest for the weary. My verse is thinking in his man, but you can't see me. You rather drink, they gon' pull up. I'm jerking out through the game, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. I came to eat at the a la carte. Got stripped of a bear, call me brainstorm. Then I come together like a Voltron. Then I poured all the planks, you need Decepticons. Fake rappers that retreats like Cobra. 80s they get floated like up in the storage and I'm man. Up, down, down, then I'm cheap. You a beast, man. I take a beating. Ninja Turtle rap, turtle clans get defeated. High in my ride, you can call me Night Rider. You can never stop me, cause I'm a guy ball. Bad attitude like a rocket, my whole to the A, and I bet you can't stop us. LL bad, when I go and show up, you can hear the haters in the back. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie.
This is a test. This station is conducting a test of the emergency broadcasting system. This is only a test.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the honey sauce. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce. To get that honey sauce on me, I don't like the way it tastes with my chicken wings.
We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What is going on, everybody? This your man Dre Mack coming to you again with another episode of the Dre Mack Show. 7:30 in the morning Central Time. 8:30 on the East Coast. Near on the West Coast right now. Go ahead and get up, because you already know that the early bird gets the worm. And I do apologize for the 5-minute delay. Just got to get this stuff back together again. I don't know if you can see, but my Simpsons machine is black because it bricked on me. And me and my son was up trying to fix it tonight and could not. Is dead in the water. So we're trying to see if we could get the actual board, try to get another board for it and everything. But that Simpsons machine now goes for like $700, $800 on the aftermarket. And yeah, either we gonna try to find the motherboard for it or we gonna be doing some whoop-de-doing. You know what I mean? I didn't spend that much money on an arcade machine for it to fail, but that was my second arcade machine that I bought. Mortal Kombat was first. The Simpsons was second as far as like the big arcades, so NFL Blitz and my Marvel versus Capcom 2 came later, but that's like the first one I was like, yeah, because I was going to buy the Turtles one, but I bought the small one because I didn't want to spend money on both the Simpsons. I don't want to tell y'all my money problems, but should have bought the Turtles. Should have bought the X-Men too. God, they go for $1,100 now. I mean, anyway, so that's the reason why I was a little late. So I do apologize. But today we're going back, and shout out to Captain Diesel's Dojo. And shout out to Torian, because Torian sent me this too. So again, shout out to my man Torian Rain Reloaded. About to go back in and dive in, but this time on the DC side. Said why DC keeps failing their original black superheroes. You know what I mean? So DC has a black superhero problem too, more probably in the comics, but it's most definitely was an issue in the DCEU, especially with what's going on. With the Cyborg character and Josh Whedon and all of the stuff. So I don't know if he's going to get into that. I haven't seen this video, but we'll see. We'll see what we get into and everything. But hopefully you guys are happy. Hopefully you guys are healthy on this beautiful Martin Luther King Day, even though it's cold outside for me, but y'all already know what it is. The real question is, are you
you hating on my energy? Say why you hating on my energy? I don't think you wanna be my enemy.
All right. Somebody probably gonna complain. I talk too much in my intros. Like they don't watch like live events and people talk. It's a live show. We're live right now. And since we are live, let's see who is all in the house right now. Let's see who is all up in here. All right. Ivan Rodriguez, good morning. Oh my Lord, have mercy, boy. Johnny Rastafari, good morning. Wavy Thames, good morning. D Stizzle, what's up? I still need to check out your the video you sent me, so I'm gonna check that out here in a second. The admin. One of the admins, we got 4 admins. We got D Stizzle, Q is not a robot, Gray, and Robin D. Robin D and Gray being the elder statesman. You know what I'm saying? Other admins, but yeah, we got a total of 4 admins up in here. So, well, D Stizzle been around for a long time, but as far as admin, Robin D and Gray been holding it down for a minute. X-Man Xavier Phoenix, what's up? Marley Mar, what's up? Good morning. The Justice No, good morning. My man Damon, what's up? Good morning. Andre Ware, what up? Good morning. What's up, Tori and Brain Reloaded? What's up? Good morning. Krisha Key, good morning. Savage Cabbage, good morning. Junabit Israel, good morning. Goran, bro, this. What's up? Let me see. We trying to keep the light. That's what I'm talking about. Presetta, good morning. Genius Network, good morning. D Stizzle, boy, I'm talking about, first of all, for a whole week, it was like you just hit the volume up and down and you could just master reset it. Hit every button, didn't work. So I was watching videos and I was like, okay, we just need to plug up a keyboard to it with a mouse. Nothing. I did reach out to Arcade One Up and see if they could see if I could just buy one from them. But if not, there's one brand new one that a guy wants $150. God, dog. Yeah, $150. And then Then there's one that's actually a TMNT arcade one up that I could put in here, and I can add the Simpsons and the Simpsons Bowl into it. But wow, man, we gotta see, big dog. We gotta see. It sucks. It sucks. When I say it sucks, because that's my favorite arcade. One of my favorite Well, all of them are my favorites. So it's just not one. But yeah. But oh yeah. I made sure to never put on that that landscape portrait. I wanted to do a test. When I don't do it in landscape and portrait, because there's people who come in on the mobile version, and then there's people who's coming in on the regular version like we hear now. I don't see the same crowd that comes through the mobile version in this version. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on right now. I just have no idea. But I'm gonna test it. I'm testing both. But today I just didn't feel like dealing with that. So that's what it is. Tina, what's up? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. True Avenger, what's up? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. But yeah, so I'm gonna try to see. I'm gonna try to see what's the boat. What it look like on both sides. You says, where does it sound? I want an arcade cabinet with Super Double Dragon that came out for the Super Nintendo. I mean, that's what's up. That's what's up. My son he builds computers and all of that, and it's bricked. It's the software. The software is bricked, and you can't even read. Matter of fact, he plugged it into his Mac, his computer. He builds computers. He put it into the computer and it fried it. So yeah, there is a lot more trolls in the mobile version. But it's funny because a lot of people go into the mobile version, but before they go into into the regular version, and I don't see any difference. You know what I mean? I don't see any difference. But I mean, I don't know because I'm not looking at it for myself. I'm conducting the show, so I can't see the way it looks, the way it feels on my phone or anything because I'm trying to run a show. So I don't know. But you know what I do know? You magnificent crew members have been holding it down for me, man. You guys still are amazing, man. Let's get the shout outs going. Let's go. Hold up. Wait a minute. Wait. Whoa. Stop everything you're doing. Go and hit that like button. I know this is probably your first time watching and you probably enjoying everything. Stop fucking on the channel and go and hit that subscribe button so you never miss one of my videos or one of my morning live streams. And for only $2.99 a month, you can be a part of the crew. And shout out to all my crew members that have been holding it down for Dre Mack and the crew since the beginning. All right, back to your regularly scheduled program, now in service. Go. Bye. All right. And again, I really appreciate all my magnificent crew members that hold it down for me. You guys are amazing. Dang it. Oh man. Let me get myself together. Ugh. What is going on? Can I get in the God dog? No, I'm Professor X feels. That's not funny. That's not funny. That's not funny. It said no one in this group is ever on the mobile chat. I noticed that, but I just don't like the way it's set up from the mobile version, like taking away like my lower thirds and stuff like that after I done built all of this up and they created the scenes, and then you go into the mobile version and then all of that stuff just fails or whatever, or there's not a landscape mode or something. I don't know. I don't know. So I don't know. what I do know is I want to take a quick commercial break because I ain't gonna lie. I got some taste for some biscuits. Well, I'll be right back. I'll be right back with more of the Dre Mack Show.
Knight Rider will return after these messages and station identification.
Stedman, he's Stedman, not just Oprah's boyfriend. If you cross him, you're a dead man. You heard what I said, man.
I heard he was gay. No way, sister.
Who's that man? He's Stedman.
Knight Rider Power Cycle with Kit on the pretend instrument panel.
Here he comes. There's something special happening at Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Fresh buttermilk biscuits made from scratch. Our chicken head biscuits a perfect match.
Warm, taste so good, make you want to slap your mama for real. Man, I slap your grandma, I slap your auntie.
Good idea. Playing horsey with your little sister. Bad idea. Playing horsey with your Aunt Bertha.
Let's see who's bad, man. Come on, let's go. Let's do it. Let's show you who's bad. Come on.
You wear a disguise to look like human guys, but you're not a man, you're a chicken boo.
Now the conclusion of
I hate how they talk about you. Everybody thinks you're just a freeloader. They don't know about...
They can't know. They can't ever know. If my cover's blown, we're both dead.
Do you like the car? It's for you.
What's the occasion?
I can't believe you forgot again. It's our anniversary. We've been engaged for 15 years.
You know, I'd marry you tomorrow, baby. But it wouldn't be fair. Not to you or to the free world. Well, look at you.
This is it. I can't believe it. After 15 years, we're finally going to consummate our love.
Damn. This is Stedman. It's the commissioner.
Sorry,
what? Professor Haight? He's escaped? Damn. What? The French Riviera? Now? Yes, sir. I'm on my way. Damn him! Damn that Professor Haight!
He's escaped? Again? Can't they build a prison strong enough to hold him for at least one night?
He's diabolical! I must go.
Can it wait just 1 hour? I want it so bad. 5 minutes.
5 minutes? Believe me, when we finally make love, I'm gonna take my time. It's gonna take all night long. But right now, I'm gonna need some money.
How much?
Let's see. French Riviera. In the house. Wardrobe. Disguises, special weapons, laser glasses, speedboat, armored helicopter.
All I have on me is 1.3 million.
That'll have to do.
Oh, darling, what kind of life is this?
Oprah, darling, you have to be strong. There's more at stake than just you and me.
Here's something to read on the plane.
Thank you, darling.
How about a kiss?
Of course. Close your eyes.
Oh, Stedman.
He's diabolical. I gotta go. Every time I hear that, that is the highlight for me. He's diabolical. Oh, honey, what is this like for me? I love that. Actually, I got one that I want to create, but I have to find the clips that I have to find. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find the clip. Just who it is wild. It's not Stedman. It's a new one. You know what I mean? So when Stedman gets played out, I got, you know what I'm saying, I will have something in the works. But yeah. Let me see. Damon, quick question. What do you think is the greatest black comic book ever made? I mean, I could give you my personal opinion. But if I pick one, you know, I don't want to diminish anyone else's, you know, work or anything. I mean, personally for me, it'll be the Blue Marvel book. But also, I loved what Reginald Hudlin was doing in his run too. So I mean, it's really subjective, but you know, if honestly, that Blue Marvel comic is tragic. You know what I mean? It's a really just great story, but it can't. There's plenty of books by non-Marvel and non-DC writers and stuff like that that I haven't dove into just yet. So I don't. That'll be hard to quantify. But I mean, from the big two, I would pick the Blue Marvel story that was written by Kevin Guevara. So, or Gavo, is it Guevara? Guevara, I believe how you pronounce it. But yeah, that's just me personally. You said I just stopped the other one. I that's what took me a while to hurry up and get that off. But I understand why they're doing it though. You know what I'm saying? So let me see. I did write something to them about the mobile version. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. And them Church's honey butter biscuits, I ain't gonna lie. Them used to be fire, but I ain't gonna. When I was growing up though, before I had this gluten allergy, and it really, really, really made me sick. That's why I was like, I cannot eat anything gluten no more, because it was one day I had pasta. You know what I mean? My stomach was hurting so bad from the gluten allergy. It was kicking I crawled up in a ball and tears was coming down my face. It hurt so bad. Because I had a big bowl of pasta and I did not know that the allergy was that bad. But I had we got a joint up here called Go Chicken Go. They got the butter rolls. Oh, I'm talking about butter rolls. Oh my God, with the you get the gizzards. If you from Kansas City, you know about some Go Chicken Go gizzards, man, or some Go Chicken Go liver. But Go Chicken Go gizzards most definitely. Get you some chicken. You know what I mean? Fried chicken. I cannot eat that. That made me so sick. And that was the last time I ate anything with gluten. Matter of fact, I think because I wanted it so bad, I think I just bought my car. I'm riding around. I'm thinking I'm dope. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I'm going to go get some chicken, knowing damn well I got a gluten allergy. But it didn't matter. He's diabolical. I had to get it. So I got the chicken. Got the butter roll. Knowing this butter roll might put me down for a while. And here I am. I'm munching it. You know what I mean? And it got the butter right in the middle of it. Don't forget to put the butter on biscuit, man, because I'm tell you, a butter roll, something different. So I'm eating the chicken. I want it. I want it so bad. They got this stuff called G sauce, fire, because I got my gizzards on the side, so I'm just chewing. I paid for it for a week. It sucks. That's what I just, now that I found gluten-free bread that's actually sandwich size, I'm a little better now. But yeah. Oh man. But anyway, what's going on? Erica D, what's up? I seen your inbox. I just haven't really got a chance to check it just yet, but yeah. Let me see. Robin D is in the house. What's up? The admin. You know what I'm saying? The OG. Y'all hear what she say? Y'all better go ahead and hit that like button. Stop playing. Let me see. Big Dog Gaming. What's up? I gotta talk to you about we're gonna talk about that. Because I did it wasn't your comment? I gotta talk about the comment that was in the comment section about Mr. Terrific. I don't know if it was yours. There was a comment, about it, and he was like a joke here. Talking about Mr. Terrific in the Superman movie was a joke character. I'm gonna get back to that. I'm not gonna get into that right now, but I do have some thoughts on that I want to get into. It's funny because I remember buying Spawn number 9. It's right over there. Spawn number 19. I bought that mug 1992 in Minnesota when I went on a trip to Minnesota. It's the first time I ever seen a Spawn comic. You know what I mean? And Spawn was dope. But Spawn was dope on a different level for me because it was Todd McFarlane was writing this thing graphic as hell. It was graphic. The Blue Marvel story hit me a little different. You know what I mean? So, not saying they're both, and that's why I'm saying it's hard to quantify because there are characters like the Icon and Rocket Series. There are characters that are out here that have really good stories. Actually, the way that they wrote Falcon being Captain America in the comics is a hell of a lot better than they did in the movies. Will I say it's an all-time great? No. You know what I'm saying? But the way that they wrote it was dope. You know what I'm saying? It's just really it's hard. Again, it's hard to quantify that question because there's so many comics, just so many. So yeah, but Spawn most definitely. I went back and got Spawn number 1. You know what I'm saying? I got Spawn, I think 300. The Spawn book where they he did the Todd McFarlane drew Spawn, you know what I'm saying? The Wakanda Forever for Chadwick, you know what I'm saying? The whole 9. So I would never disrespect Spawn. But it's two different levels to me. The Spawn is dope though. You know what I mean? So what do you think about Jamie Foxx being Spawn? I mean, it'd be cool. I would like someone with a little bit more hand-to-hand combat, but I'm not against it. I'm not opposed to it. You know what I'm saying? Bushy B. I ain't gonna call you Kev. You Bushy B from now on. Or because I ain't gonna call you B-balls. Oh, Slaps knee cracks himself up. What's up, dog? What's up? Good morning. Good morning. All right. We gotta start getting started. We gotta get started. We gotta get started. All right. Whoa. What's up? What's up? Good morning. Good morning. And again, happy MLK Day to everybody in here. It said paying for the butter sauce is diabolical. It's diabolical. Spawn versus Batman. But there's a Spawn comic that, and I think my brother has it, where you have all the DC and Marvel heroes that all the people with Image created and how they did them in and how they were locked in cages. Oh man, one of the greatest insert panels ever. You know, so I can see that Savage Cabbage. I can see that. I mean, look here. The Gripsters was mad that a white British woman was playing a white British woman, and because they don't think she's sexy in the picture, which I've actually seen pictures of her. That woman she's a beautiful woman. You know what I mean? Like, you guys be just tripping. Y'all find anything to rage bait on so you get paid off of it. You know what I'm saying? Because you're diabolical. So, that story is I don't know if you guys read the Blue Marvel number 1. I think it was Blue Marvel 1 through 4. I know it's expensive as hell to get the Blue Marvel number 1 storyline, but it's the way both of them are tragic, but they just hit me. They hit me in two different ways. You know what I'm saying? His is more tragic because all the mercenary stuff that he did for his family, he lost Wanda, you know what I'm saying? For his partner to be, you know what I'm saying, marrying his wife. I got a comic book panel where he's talking to his daughter as Spawn. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and they actually took that and put it in the movie. So, you know what I mean? It's dope. Anyway, let's transition over, man. We got enough butter biscuiting. commercials going on. Let's transition over. Let's get let's go back to the dojo. And and let's see what he's talking about. Let's see what he's talking about. Wanda! All right, let's go.
Hey, just so you're aware, it's been 975 days since DC Comics gave a black character an ongoing series.
What did you just say? As you can see, Marvel isn't the only one that has a black problem.
You're now watching the Captain.
And again, shout out to Captain Diesel's dojo. Shout out to Captain Diesel's dojo. Let's go. Let's go.
So first and foremost, I want to shout out my guy JP for his video that you guys saw in the beginning. I played a little clip of that. If you guys want to see more of what he has to say and what he has to offer in regards to his comic analysis, he's a dope content creator. I have his image here to his Threads account there where you can find his podcast and a lot of his other platforms. I think he's on YouTube. And
I just want to say, Miss Roberta, if you're in here, he's probably going to do a lot of cussing. It ain't me this time. So if you step out, I understand.
TikTok as well, so go support my boy. This video, I guess, will just treat as a part 2 to my Marvel video, which a lot of people saw, where I was discussing a lot of the issues that Marvel had around their black characters, mostly in regards to the.
And of course, we covered part 2. So I mean, we covered part 1. So basically, this is part 2.
MCU and them promoting their projects, but here I want to discuss a similar issue that DC has had. Now, I think DC's had a little bit less of maybe a significant issue in regards to this, but it's also pretty bad. Like my man detailed, it's been almost 1,000 days since there's been any kind of a ongoing comic featuring a black character. I mentioned in a previous video how initially I never understood why having an ongoing book was so important for a lot of people. Because for me, I feel like the superior form of storytelling was laid in within limited issues, because you got to tell a concise story from beginning to end, and you didn't have a bunch of different creative teams that would take over every 50 to 100 issues, whatever it may be. But after hearing a lot of different talking points from a lot of different fellow creators, I do personally think that it's important for characters to have ongoing books, especially characters of minority descent or just, again, underrepresented people as a whole. And I'll tell you,
facts. I totally agree with him. The more the comic is on the shelf, the better. Let me say that again. The more the comic is on the shelf that you could buy, that you could see in this ongoing, the more you get into the story, the more you buy into the character. And this is a problem that I had even with Deadpool, because Deadpool had 2 limited series that come out before he had an ongoing series. For me to I'm just letting you know, if he start to if the spirit moves him. That's all I'm saying. If the spirit moves them, I already know we gonna see you on the main line. I'm gonna call you and ask Jesus what I can get. Nah, I'm just playing. But yeah. But yeah, the longer a comic book is ongoing, it has a series. You can see it. You can pick it up. You know, you're looking at, past issue 15. We're on now issue 20. Now we're on issue 45. You have went through a story, and a lot of people don't understand. Comic books are not actual comic books. It's not a lot of pages in an actual comic book. So the longer the story goes, the more you can flesh out certain things. Yes, another writer might come in and put his take on what's going on in said comic, but the longer a comic, is out there as far as a reoccurring comic, the better it becomes. And I think that's what a lot of people really don't understand about supporting comics. Why a lot of comic book people who actually go and buy comic books, read the comic books, have a problem with the way that the movie character counterpart, either acts or sounds or stuff like that. That's why I said I want to get into my Mr. Terrific thing or whatever. So I do understand. Just like when I seen people complain about The Last of Us, I can understand that. She does not look like the character. Nowhere close. It's diabolical. But I like her acting ability. And sometimes we have to, it's the essence of the character there. Even though she does look nowhere close as a character, especially since season 1 to season 2, because she got older, of course, kids age up, You know what I'm saying? You know, especially if they were younger teenagers. Now they're a little older teenagers by the time you start shooting the next one. You know what I mean? I understand. I completely get it. I completely get it. At the same time, when does talent overtake the physical appearance when the talent of the person is just so undeniable? Yeah, they might not look like the character, but they become a version of that character that can't stand the test of time because of the acting ability. And of course, I've seen people who look exactly like the character, like, damn, that look like the character, can't act their way out of the damn school play. So, but I get it though. I get it. Torian, come on now. Torian, Gal Gadot can't act. She cannot. Beautiful woman. Beautiful, phenomenal looking woman. Can't act out of a school play. I can't sit up here. I can't sit up here and watch her act. After a while, I'm like, ugh. Like, she can't. She's a very beautiful girl, but she can't act. She's an actress. She's not a dynamic actress. You can't take her and put her on Broadway whatsoever. They would destroy her on Broadway. You could take Jonathan Majors out of the big screen, put him right on Broadway. He fits right in. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing about Pedro Pascal. Does he look like? I mean, there is a version of Reed Richards that does look like Pedro Pascal, because I keep telling y'all, stop looking at the cover, go in there and look at the actual inside the book, because it's been plenty of times Todd McFarlane drew the cover and somebody else penciled it, be like, that's not Todd McFarlane's work. You know what I mean? That's not Jim Lee's work. I don't know who drawing that. That looks terrible. You know what I mean? But I cannot deny Pedro Pascal's acting ability. I can't. You can say what you want to. You can't take away the man's acting ability. You can't. But I've also criticized Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan is a great actor. You can't put him on Broadway. You can't take Michael B. Jordan and put him on Broadway like you can take Denzel, you can take James Earl Jones and put them on Broadway. You can't. They won't survive. It's not their lane. They're not dynamic actors like that. They could bring something they could bring a character out if you just honestly believe that's what it is. Gal Gadot is not one of those actresses. She's just not. Beautiful girl. I'm not taking anything away from, what she can do, but I know one thing she can't do. She can't bring it. You know what I mean? To make me believe, even when she was Wonder Woman, I'm like, yeah, cool. It's the same. I'm getting on a tangent. Ooh, stop it, Damon. Stop it. Chadwick, you can put Chadwick Broadway, you can put stage play, church play, you know what I'm saying? Anywhere. Angela Back, y'all can put them in. Who you could put on Broadway right now, and they would, you know what I'm saying? They would kill it. You know what I mean? You can't, it's not a lot of people that can bring out the emotion. Oh, you can put me on Broadway. You can put me on Broadway. That's why I can't wait to do this project. You can put me on Broadway. I can't sing, but emotional acting, I can't wait to do my film. I cannot. Because there's so much emotion and stuff like that. Viola Davis, yes. But we're getting away from it. I'm sorry. Then we're going to go on this. That's why Rashad, brother, that was his best performance to me. Everybody keeps saying Black Panther. Yes, he was great. Him as James Brown, fire. He had the essence of James Brown down more than anybody. Personally, that's just my personal opinion. Okay. The brother's talking. We going on we going on a tangent.
Why? For a lot of people, when they're looking at big DC or Marvel comic books, they're looking at massive storylines and events that were created from ongoing stuff. X-Men stuff in regards to a lot of the Krakoa era and how that stuff went about, or even when you're looking at DC, where you're looking at something as recent as Death Knight's Metal. Events that were set up and capitalized on when you're looking at mainline books and series.
I'm not gonna lie, no. Was it Death Metal? Yeah, no. What? Oh, y'all about to make me go get it. Hold on. Oh, it'll be on YouTube. It'll be strictly on YouTube. And again, shout out to Amari Usher. Please go check it, because I'm shouting out my man Amari Usher. Shouting him out. He's really a big inspiration for this project. And you know, he's teaching me a lot. He don't know how much he's teaching me just watching the way that he brings his universe to life. But hold on real quick. Y'all better not go nowhere. Hold on real quick. Hold on. I could not find. I was trying to find something. I could not find. I just have way too many comics, and because going back to the question, when somebody asked, "What's the greatest black comic? What's the greatest black comic story you ever read?" I think it's Luke Cage #8, #9, when Dr. Doom owed him that $200. So that's great.
That all kind of came together. When you have these ongoing books that feature characters that are really in the nitty gritty in regards to the mainline comic stuff, and they're not just limited series tie-ins that are off set aside somewhere, you are by default making sure that you're involving these characters in the main things going on, because it's going to be really egregious if you have this ongoing book that's been going from 50 to 100 issues, and then you have this massive event and that character's not involved somehow. I feel as though that when you're having events like that, those characters that are in those main mainline books also have a little bit of priority to be a part of these big events to at least a slightly significant, extent. When I look at a lot of these side tie-ins or limited series, a lot of them, again, are either not within the mainline DC universe whatsoever, or they are kind of sidelined because a lot of people aren't paying attention to a lot of those side books outside of the hardcore fans of that character or the big comic book fans that are interested in what that book has to offer because of the writer or whatever it may be. That being the case, I want to see more ongoing books for Black characters. And on the point that my guy JP made, I don't want to see all these stories just involving milestone characters.
I do understand where he's coming from because it almost kind of feels like pandering. It does. It feels like now you're just pandering to the audience because that, and I don't either because they come from they're originally created in Milestone. So I don't count them as DC characters. But where is DC's original? Where is their original comics at? Their original Black characters? Where are they at? Again, we know Who Shall Not Be Named the way he did the Black Panther comic. And then Dr. Eve Ewing had to try to do the best she can of what she had. And I still believe the editors had something to do with that. They completely disrespect him. Completely disrespect T'Challa. And this is after Chadwick. So when it was like, he would be the greatest Black Panther that would just stem across, any iteration, they literally tried to they literally devalued T'Challa for one writer, and he was Black, and he took the money. So sometimes when they say, "Oh man, I'd rather have a Black writer" and stuff like that, I'd rather have at some point you still want to have a good writer. Now, if there's a Black writer that's a great writer, then I'm cool with it. But then you have the one who shall not be named, that's Black creating crap. You know what I'm saying? Just to get a check. So, it's man, this is a hard space to navigate through.
Again, for people that aren't aware, Milestone Media, the company that owns characters like Icon, Rocket, Static, the Blood Syndicate, those type of characters that you may be familiar with, they are not owned by DC Comics or Detective Comics. They are, for the most part, licensed out to them for different runs, different shows, different things that they have going on because there's a long history there. But at the end of the day, they are not owned by them. It feels as though DC, in a lot of different areas, they don't really try to promote the Black characters that they create. Characters like a Vixen, a Cyborg, Guardian even. Characters that they created that are part of their universe.
Where's the ongoing Cyborg? Everybody... Let me just say this. Now I'm about to tie into Mr. Terrific. When somebody wrote that he was written as a joke character, it made me think about the conversation that was happening after the Superman movie came out. They were trying to say, I didn't like the way he talked. He was like 70s jive. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I got to talk like this with a little bit of and a little bit of, little bit of grunge. You know what I'm saying? It's like almost like he was speaking as a caricature. Why does he got to speak like that? Yeah, Mirage right here. You know what I mean? My question was, why can't he just why can't he be intelligent and still sound like that? Like, is intelligence tapped to one type of sound when it comes to a Black male? You had Grace Randolph talking about his hair. Oh, there's too many 70s. There's too much Black power. What? Too Black power? That's diabolical. Now they're saying, well, he's a joke. And I'm sitting there like, first of all, Mr. Terrific was the smartest dude in the whole movie. He had more of a Batman-esque vibe to him. And I said Batman-esque as far as like, the dude went and put nano tracking devices in everybody's system. You know what I'm saying? The Justice League and Superman without their knowledge. Without Superman's knowledge. That's how he's able to track them. He was the one who made sure to be able to figure out how to be able to close the rift from the dimensions being ripped open. He was pissed off at the dog because the dog was tearing up his equipment. That's why it's like, you brought that dog, man? Because I'll be like, man, get the dog up out of here. Hell, I don't like the cat. You know what I mean? So It's just like we can't be intelligent. We have to sound a certain way. We're doing all of these all of this politics, all of this what you call it that what do you call that something politics? When it comes to black people, we got to act a certain way, we got to look a certain way, we got to do this, that, and the other. White people ain't got to worry about that. They can just show up. Batman can show up looking like goth emo. Nobody has a problem with that when he's doing Batman things. What's going on? What's up? What's up? What's up? Daryl, what's up? What's up? You know, Batman can show up doing Batman things and respectability politics. Thank you, Torian, because I knew you was going to come up with it. But Batman could be whoever. He could be from George Clooney to damn Michael Keaton, who played Mr. Mom. Nobody has a problem with that. Mr. Terrific got to talk a certain way. Hair got to be a certain way. Can't do this, can't do that. And then, oh, this dude is a complete joke at the end of the day. We can't be anybody then. We can't be funny. We can't be this. We can't be that without somebody scrutinizing the way that we just exist. That is a problem. And sometimes that's not coming from white people. That's coming from us. So you explain to me, why can't we be just who we are and you look like me? I can talk a certain way. I'm trying to tell you, me and my brother, if we got together, Miss Roberta would be able to sit on the phone with us if she listened to me and my brother's conversation. Just saying. But, you know, we come from, just being honest, we come from a hood gangbang background. Just being real with you. I'm not trying to even joke about that. I'm being honest. You know what I mean? You wouldn't know how intelligent we are if you just heard our personal conversation. You know, most people meet me and stuff like that, don't have no idea, nothing I've been through. Because we always want to put a label on somebody. We look at it, we already have an assumption, we prejudge them, the way that they talk, the way that they walk, the way that they move. You know what I'm saying? And then we think somebody who talk, you know what I'm saying, real hood, real this, real that, we think he ain't intelligent. And that's us thinking like that about us. So my question is, if we can't exist within us, then where can we exist at? And if we can't exist among us, how are we mad when they talk about us? Only thing I got to say on that. Let's keep going.
To have representation there, they tend to go over the pond
exactly.
to Milestone and say, hey,
exactly,
you guys have really popular black characters. We want to pander to a black audience, so we're going to use your popular black characters so that they feel like they're seen. So then you get all these black books that come out during Black History Month, or even smaller tie-ins that will be a thing for a little bit of time but then go away. Again, if you want an example of that, look at the Mr. Terrific miniseries that came out, or even look at the miniseries going on right now for Static and Batman Beyond. Little things here and there to where you can showcase that you're giving some kind of a to people that are fans of these characters, but not really committing to giving them ongoing runs. Now there probably gonna be a lot of
and they actually technically did that for a while, and I think this was after Deadpool kills Deadpool, because after the whole Deadpool Killuminati that he was going through, where this dude was like, you know, it started with like Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe, then Deadpool kills Deadpool, you know what I'm saying, Despicable Deadpool, all the way up into his last run. After that, they went into little miniseries here, little miniseries here. I got a signed copy of Deadpool signed by Scotty Young, but I got tired of this is it, 15 issues. So I completely agree, you know, what he's talking about. Completely agree.
Under this video, they're going to have the perspective of, hey, Captain, people aren't buying these books, or these books are going to have low sales when they do happen. Why would we make more of these books if people aren't buying them? Let me tell you why. First and foremost, I think you need to ignore the sales for these books to start with. And again, this is another point that my guy JP had that I thought was spectacular. First and foremost, you need to understand who the main audience of these books are going to be and how they interact with media and how they interact with things in general. You're going to be looking at a lot of minority people that are going to be interested in these books. Now, again, not to say that our white counterparts won't be interested in these stories, because they probably will be, but they're going going to be tapped into a lot of comic book culture and how deals and how different things go. So they don't really need a whole marketing campaign or at least a strategic approach to sell to them, because they're going to buy comics because they are big comic book fans who are ingratiated within comic book culture. You're trying to sell these books to minority fans who are people that may not be around the comic book sphere that often, or even maybe super uber casual comic book fans that just wander into a shop every blue moon and just see what's shiny on the wall and pick that and go. When you're looking at promoting these books, you need to make sure that you're giving enough time for these books to grow to the point where they can get trade. For people that aren't aware of what a comic book trade is, usually a collection of issues, I think around maybe like from like 4 to 6, usually depending on how many issues it is in the book or how many issues are out in total, but usually around like 4 to 6, like a good size. When they're taking those 4 to 6 issues and cramping them within one big thing, and you can go about buying this one big book when you.
And that's technically, hold on. Technically, I'm gonna show you just real quick what he means by that. So, and I'm about to make myself big real just for a second. So, what he means by that, like, if you couldn't get Flag of Our Fathers, this is just an example. If you couldn't get Flag of Our Fathers when the comic book actually dropped, then what they did was they made enough so they could make it a trade, is what they're saying. You know, same thing with the Rise of the Black Panther. I remember when this was going on. These are like at one of the places I go to. These are like, I think like $4 still, between $2 to $4 to get the actual comic. If you didn't want that, I mean, if you wanted that, you know, Black Panther, and I think this is just this is let me see. This is actually new. This is not, but I get what he's saying. And guess who he's fighting in the back? M'Baku. What does M'Baku look? Does that look like M'Baku from the Black Panther movies? Nope. Not at all. And I think this I forgot when this came out. And this is by Ndidi Okorafor. No, Okorafor. That's how you pronounce it. Yeah. But yeah. So that's what they basically mean, is by getting it on trade, doing enough to get it on trade. You know, so yeah. I mean, and they know that they can they're basically doubling their money. We sold enough comic books. Now you can turn around, and if you want to keep your comic books, like I keep mine, you know, in plastic and stuff like that, well, just buy the trade, and then you don't even have to worry about, you know, that. So yeah.
You're buying this one big book, you'll probably get it at a cheaper price than you would collecting those 6 books individually. It has all that stuff inside of there, and it's also a little bit easier to collect because you're not taking up as much space because everything is in this one concise thing. Most people, when they want to ball on a budget, get these trades because they're easier to collect, easier to buy, and they're a little bit more cheaper. So when you're looking at selling this book to people that would actually love it and be fans of it, the book has to get the trade first and foremost. You can't have a run start, it not sell in the beginning, and just cancel it outright. You need to give these books some time, because at the end of the day, you're fighting an issue that you created. Because you never pushed a lot of these Black characters in significant ways in the past, you have to build up a appreciation and a love for these characters. Characters that when they first come out don't automatically get love. Again, the X-Men being a major franchise within Marvel Comics, they weren't popular when they first came out. They probably weren't really popular to almost a decade plus later on.
Giants, why you think nobody talks about X-Men #1? Anytime you hear people talking about the X-Men, the first thing that they'll say is giant size X-Men #1. I've never heard anybody like, yeah, I want the original X-Men #1. You know, they probably want it for, you know, for the history, but nobody, I've rarely heard people that talk about comic books when they, especially if they're X-Men fans. I mean, hell, Rob from Comics Explained, has he ever covered X-Men #1? Has he ever covered that? I have no idea. I don't think so. I don't think he's ever covered X-Men #1. So, nope, everybody goes to Giant Size X-Men #1. Everybody does. Everybody goes to Giant Size X-Men. That's when it became popular. That's when it became popular. It's funny, when it was an all-white team, I mean, my man's White Bright, I mean, he's damn Snow. It wasn't popular. You put a little color in it, you put a little diversity in it, and somebody went, this is DEI. Well, it WORK.
In the 70s and really didn't become household names to the 80s. But Marvel didn't say, because these books aren't blowing off the shelves in regards to sales, we're going to cancel those back then. No, Stan Lee said we're going to fight through this and try to make these books popular. DC, on the other hand, has plenty of characters like that, in which when they first came out, they were not well received. There wasn't a lot of interest around them, but you put them in certain storylines and certain events, or even just push them in more things, and they became popular in household names. You need to do the same thing with a lot of these major black characters. A character like a Vixen would be my prime candidate for this, to give a ongoing run to. And funny enough, a amazing qualified writer in Stephanie Williams has kind of already made social media posts kind of putting her hat in the ring as somebody who wants to write a Vixen ongoing run. You have this.
I mean, hell, all you got, I'm trying to tell you, you want to make Vixen popular? I would, if I was the head of DC Comics, I will put a call in to Peter Safran. Go get Tiana Taylor. She just won an award. That's your Vixen. If the girl head, shape, body don't look like it's screaming Vixen, I mean, hell, she looked like a cat by the eyes. That's why her and whatchamacallit look so beautiful together. Because they both look like gigantic cats. My personal opinion, but they look like cats to me. If I was the head, Peter Safran, go holler at James Gunn. Y'all want another black? You want a popular you want a popular black female character? Go get the Golden Globes winner. Go get Tiana Taylor. Go get Tiana Taylor. So,
character in Vixen who has been seen in a few different things, from Justice League to animated
Pierre,
series,
I don't know why I
some
keep
animated
forgetting
movies, and there's some familiarity there with her with a casual audience. Because people, for the most part, most people that are nerds and fans of comic book stuff have watched that series, even if they aren't avid comic book readers and just check in for the live action stuff or for the animated stuff. They've seen Vixen in some form or fashion, and it looks as though we're going to see Vixen on screen going forward as well, because I think there's confirmation that she's going to be played by Jamie Lawson as well. So it's another character.
I'll take Jamie.
Very, very.
I take Jamie too. I take Jamie too. Woo! Jamie. I don't know what that. I don't know what it is about her, but Lord have mercy. I don't know. I would love that too. I mean, she goes from the mayor to Vixen. I'll be down for it. I'd still, if I was fan casting, I would get Tiana Taylor because she looks like a damn cat. Jay Cargill looks like a cat too. Oh boy, Jamie. Oh, let me meet me a Jamie. Lord mercy. Y'all need to put it out there, but like Dre Mack looking for Jamie. Oh, good God. The Lord is my shepherd. He know what I want. Love me a chocolate woman. She is gorgeous. Anyway, I'm going on a tangent again.
Soon. So you build this storm of a character in a Vixen who is going to be seen in mainline DCU films that we already know will need a lot of attention because Superman did so well and James Gunn is doing an amazing job with the DCU thus far. We've seen her in legacy acts like in the Justice League, the animated series, where she played a semi-important role in the unlimited portion of the Justice League series, and we got to see her do some dope stuff there in storylines. And now we're going to take a insanely talented comic book writer who is also very hot right now because she's been producing books that have been looking and performing very well in things like Temporal or things like Roots of Madness with Image Comics. So you're taking this firestorm of all that stuff to do with the movies, the animated series, amazing writer. You have a good formula for an ongoing black book that is also a character that you created that is not owned by Milestone Media. You don't have to.
I agree with him 1,000%. I agree with him. And again, trying to get the high. First of all, you got to get a good writer. You have to get a good writer. And if Vixen, if you want a good writer, get the best. Like, I mean, for real, let's be real. Back in the 70s and 80s, even the 90s, before everybody split, they wasn't getting paid. Marvel and DC was not playing about paying for some of the best writing talent you could possibly think of. Like, seriously, just think about it. They were paying for the best writing talent, the best artists you could possibly put on there. They just did them wrong. And nobody wants to get done wrong by the studio. That's one of the reasons probably why you have a problem in the big two companies when it comes to some of the stories. Not saying all of them, but some of the stories, because they're not paying for talent. You know, you put a talented person on a project, you know, they're writing that project for 8 issues, you know what I mean? You know, or 15 issues, and then they're done. What can I do with 15 issues in a small comic book? I mean, this ain't like the 80s when they used to have a whole lot of dialogue in some of those comic books, or the 60s or 70s. So there's a lot that you could do, but you got to pay for the talent. And y'all talking about Jade Cargill, I posted my video of her on X when I seen her live. That woman, for one, is very gorgeous. And she's big as she looks like she'll rip you in half like a Mortal Kombat character. I'm not even joking. Beautiful, scary.
Keep poaching from them. Now, not saying you can't give them their own books and push them. Like, again, Static probably needs his own solo run. But if you want to save money and not worry about arguing with Milestone about all the rights to these characters and licensing rights and all that good stuff, use what you have in house, because you have plenty of it, and it's all pretty good characters that you can utilize. You just don't use them. So again, pick these characters. Fight through the initial thought process around only using these characters because they'll make money. Like, no, fight through that little bit of, you know, take that little bit of an L, promote these characters, get to trade to where people can buy these books and buy these runs for cheaper and whatever it may be, or even get to the point where you can sell an omnibus where you can have the entire chunk of a run, or at least a volume, a big chunk, so that fans can get this.
Because I got a chunk of, I got TMNT #1. I mean, it's the IMDb. I think it's the first 30 run, the first 30 comics. That book, that TMNT book is thick. I might have to show that after that. But yeah, and there's 4, and they're not cheap. They're not cheap. So yeah, I agree with this brother.
And at bare minimum, keep it ongoing.
There was a super chat. Oh, I'm sorry. I did not. I was up and moving. I am so sorry, Miss Roberta. I got you. Miss Roberta, thank you so very much for the follow on super chat. When I was growing up, I would get bullied by some kids because I didn't sound black. This is from our own people. I mean, it's true. You know how many times I got told, you know, just because of the way that I look, that I look like, you know, I used to get all the time, you look like you date white girls. I'm like, I do? I don't know what that looks like. I don't. But, you know, or, you know, because my interest is not just being in the street smoking and drinking all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ever been homeless before, any of that, you get on your feet and you start doing something, all of that, when you really want to change yourself, gets out, just thrown out the window, because you got to make a change. I elevated. And a lot of people were still stuck, you know what I'm saying, where they was at when we were kids. You know what I mean? So I agree with you, Miss Roberta. Yeah, I have grown folks, you know, they be like, you know, I tell them I'm a collector, I like comic books and stuff like that. They'll look at me and be like, you look like you like comic books. You look like you like comic books. Like, damn, is that wrong? Like, okay. All right. But yeah, I feel you, Miss Roberta. It's wild. It's wild. But you know what's not wild? What you did, and I appreciate you.
You are truly amazing. Thank you for your super chat.
You wanna be my enemy.
All right. Some people and they jokes. All right. All right, let's does Dark Horse Comics have any black characters? Wow, can't tell you. Being honest with you, I'm not about to sit up here and lie. I don't even know when the last time I bought a Dark Horse comic.
So fans can see it over and over again, because for the most part, when you're a consumer, you're not going to 9 times out of 10, unless the promotion for it is immaculate, you're not going to jump on a promotional ad for something the first time you see it. You're going to wait till you see a commercial
We
for
do,
it 3,
Rashad.
4, or 5
We do.
times, and you're going to say to yourself, this thing must be pretty good because I've seen ads for it everywhere. Or in the back of your mind, you're going to see it available somewhere in the shop, or you're going to see it around.
I love geeking out. It brings me joy.
On Walmart or wherever they sell comics everywhere for the casual audience, and you're gonna say, I've seen ads around this book everywhere. Let me go ahead and take a chance and buy this thing because I've seen it everywhere, just because it's been in my face the entire time. When you do things like that, you're going to have interest in things build up. And again, we're not gonna sit here and say that marketing and promotion for comics isn't as good anymore, because we saw a masterclass in marketing and promoting stuff when you looked at the Blood Hunt event that came out.
I'll give you that.
People in Marvel marketed that series and that run and that event so well that
and Ultimate Black Panther, Ultimate Spider-Man, all the Ultimate, where they just bring about the Ultimate Universe, they market the hell out of that too, and it was very successful.
People that saw that shit, that it was a promotional event for the Blade movie itself, and everybody was excited about that and went to check that out. There was a lot of hype around that event, even though it didn't end in the best light. You could do something similar to that as DC Comics, because again, you're not going to give me the whole thing of, oh, we're not at the same size as Marvel, we don't have the same cachet. You literally have the Holy Trinity in your wheelhouse. You have Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. And then right now you're hot when you're looking at how you're outselling Marvel from the absolute run of things, where you're selling fucking books like hotcakes on fucking reprint number 25,000 of Absolute Batman or whatever it may be. So you have the momentum, you have a great formula going forward in regards to a character to pick in Vixen, you have the people in your wheelhouse that promote this thing. You have no excuse at this point not to give somebody an ongoing run.
I mean, I know Cyborg is now considered, especially, because of Teen Titans Go, that he's not maybe as, he's popular, but he's popular around smaller children and stuff like that. Well, why not capitalize on that and grow these while these kids are growing up with Teen Titans Go? Give them a Cyborg story, And I like Bumblebee too. I like Bumblebee. Then that's just another just put all the chocolate out. Put all the chocolate out here. Just give me a taste.
Somebody new needs a chance. And if you want to just stop relying on characters like Batman or Superman or Wonder Woman to save you whenever money is low, start investing in more of these other characters, especially these black characters, so that you have a sense of representation. You have too many dope characters not to use them. And it seems like whenever you bring them around, you only use them as a scapegoat. Because when you look at a character like Marilyn Moonlight, that's another example of a black character that DC has just had in a tug for years, but you only ever see her when they need to use her to fight Superman or use her for some kind of plot device, and then she just disappears, never to be seen again. And I'm honestly not confused as to why a lot of people, even black fans, may not know who she is, because she doesn't get used that often. If you think she's too difficult of a sell, even though her design is cool as fuck, Vixen is right there. Because we'll probably get a limited series for Vixen. Like, if I'm speaking realistically, like, we'll get like a 5-issue series like we did with Mr. Terrific, capitalizing on her popularity. But if they're smart,
and that's one of the reasons why I said, if I were fan casted, because I mean, Jamie Lawson is very popular right now, but I think Tiana Taylor is just, her momentum coming from that movie is hot too. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
they'll use this time and this hype to push her, because they could have did it with Mr. Terrific. Mr. Terrific was a household name for weeks and damn near months after the debut of Superman in theaters. And him being sold everywhere on algorithms and memes and all kinds of stuff, it was a super wasted opportunity not to give that man an ongoing run and just giving him 5 issues. You could have given him an ongoing run. And because he is who he is and how he's connected to other people, you could have brought other characters within that are mainline characters too, to satisfy people. But again, that was a wasted opportunity that DC had. And you could maybe point to the Absolute being popular and that sidelining things, but again, y'all want to have 15 Batman books going on, you could have a couple different books like this going on. This is me giving my just due and my fair criticism of DC, because I did give a lot of heat to Marvel. These two entities as comic book publishers as a whole have a lot to be desired. Granted, they are the big two within comic books. 90% of people, 99% of people, when you talk about comic books, they're going to name characters from one of these two companies. But they have not been doing their due diligence with a lot of different things. I feel like DC has probably been on the best momentum going forward because of Absolute. But before the Absolute comics dropped, before a lot of this momentum they've had from that, it's been pretty rough around DC in regards to books having a lot of momentum in comic books. It felt like comics were maybe not trending downward, but really stagnated in regards to popularity and how people perceive them for a little bit, at least for those two people. Because Image...
Because I still feel like, you know, in the zeitgeist of people, they would rather watch, let's be honest, they would rather watch somebody put a television show together and call it a comic book television show, even though it might not have no essence of comic book, nothing in it. And they will fall in love with that before they actually go pick up the book. And I think that's the problem. Like, being honest with you, that's why I didn't like the oversaturation of Marvel, because then you take it away from the books too. Because these people will go in, see these characters, go open up a book, and be like, this is not like the character I've seen on screen. So, yes, I would love Jamie Lawson as Storm too. I would like Jamie Lawson next to me right now. Do you want to ask me what I would like to have? You know what I mean? So, I think, well, actually, technically, no, it's not audio form. No, it's not audio form. I was about to say Amazon, they just have the digital books that you could buy on there, but it's not in audio form. That'd be dope. That'd be dope. But you know what they're going to do? They're going to use AI to do the voices, so they don't have to pay any voice actors, which is going to suck.
Matt Cave, Top Cow, AWA, they've been eating your lunch. Even with the Absolute stuff going on, Image and AWA and Matt Cave and all those people have been putting out fucking heat, and you've been slacking. You've been stagnated, and you've been living off your name and your morals alone, which is why I promote indie books so much. And it's why I even made my own book. Again, shout out Reaper, you know, shameless plug. If you guys want to check out my book, it's in the description below. All that aside, they got to do better. DC Marvel have to do better.
Check out
but there's a reason why representation in pop culture and main event things are important. Again, we'll see representation in things like Spawn from Image and all kinds of other indie books, but because Marvel and DC in particular have the eye of like 99% of not even just nerds.
And if you think about it, I believe Spawn has the longest running series for a black comic, period. I believe that that's true. I think for a comic book, I think Spawn has the longest run that has not stopped of any black comic book character. I could be wrong. D-Sizzle is the man. He'll tell me if I'm wrong or not. But if I'm not mistaken, he has the longest run that has not stopped. So, I don't know.
But like casual audiences, people need to be able to see themselves in the media they consume. And because these two companies are going to control most of the viewing and most of the attention in regards to comic book sales and comic book attention, people need to be able to see themselves in that. And again, we see perfect example of that when you're looking at things in this past year from films like Sinners, but in comic books.
Hold on, wait a minute. He said something so powerful. He said some people need to see themselves in him. Listen to what he's just said, and I got something to say.
We're going to control most of the viewing and most of the attention in regards to comic book sales and comic book attention. People need to be able to see themselves in that. And again,
people need to be able to see themselves in that. That is the problem that I have with the Simon Williams, Yahya Abdul-Mateen casting. It's not. I'd rather he could have been Black Panther. He could have been. There's so many other black characters that he could have been. He could have been Blue Marvel. He could have been any. I think he would have fit Blue Marvel a little bit better for me. Right? That's just me personally. But when you go and you say, for instance, you go watch this show, you like, man, you know, you're the person that loves this portrayal of Simon Williams. When you go and say, man, I want more Simon Williams stuff, because that's kind of how I am. You know, if I fall in love with something, I would go do research. I would go find them, buying books, all of this. That's why I got the Marley Moore book, because I needed it. You know what I mean? And need to research it. So when you do that with comics and you open up that comic and Simon Williams is white, it has nothing to do with anything that you've seen on camera. Like, there's some similarities, but you know, but if you look at the character, he's written as a white guy, and then you looking at Yahya Abdul-Mateen, as much as I like him, it's a black dude. How can I see myself in a character that's not even originally the character's color in the story? Not that I, you know, again, I have, you know, my selfish side, but like race swap all of them, but then that's not fair. You know what I'm saying? Like also the other side of me is like, give white people their characters back. Just give them their characters back. As long as you promote mine, give them their characters back. Just all I want is my character to be just promoted just as much as the white characters. But that's kind of where I'm at when it comes to the race swap, you know, because if you get really into these characters, now you might be the type of person that color doesn't matter. I mean, but we can't talk about representation when you just shrugging your shoulder because it don't matter now.
And we see perfect examples of that when you're looking at things in this past year from films like Sinners. But in comic books, I do feel like it's lacking in a lot of different instances. I can think back to a lot of bigger events. It's really hard for me to think of pivotal roles that black characters had in those events, and even if they were centered in those events. Again, very recently with stuff like Blade, but even then, Blade is a super big legacy act, and he is, hell, even in his own right, sometimes he's underutilized, but it is what it is. And hopefully this is going to serve as a, I guess, again, follow-up for the Marvel thing that I did in regards to covering that stuff. I don't have as much to say about the DCU aspect of things just because it feels like James Gunn is making it a point to showcase representation and showcase black characters and brown characters within his universe, because again, we've seen it with Superman, with characters like Mr. Terrific being on front and center, character who was underutilized a whole hell of a lot but not being put front and center, but characters like Hawkgirl being portrayed by someone who is a minority, or even bringing in other characters that we'll see in the future and confirming that characters like Blue Beetle will be making an appearance again, and he'll be returning to his universe. So again, James Gunn has all my faith that representation will be a big part of the mainline movie stuff, but when it comes to the comics themselves, the source material, we gotta do better. Y'all let me know what y'all think about it in the comment section below. Again, this has been Captain Diesel.
Shout out to Captain Diesel for that. D Stizzle, boy. Hold on, wait a minute. Victoria asked this question, and I'm gonna stop sharing my screen real quick. Torian said, Dre, are they really our characters though? A black person didn't create them. Now, Blue Marvel is because it was made by a black man. You know what? I want to answer that question. Because that is a very honest, you know, assessment of that. But I'm going to answer that question after these messages. We'll be right back.
The Transformers will return after these messages.
Are you going down? Then you gotta know the best way to go. On the down low.
Damn, you banking like that? And you come over here with a biscuit meal, man?
Would you like to take a survey? No. Elevator go down the hall.
It's you! It's you!
Whoop de doo.
We are talking about the same girl.
Okay, well, what do we do? Fight a duel or something?
Well, I don't know. Maybe,
The conclusion of
Step like this?
Slower. Bend over.
Stedman, what's going on?
Darling, are you all right?
Stedman, who was that woman?
That was Professor Haight, disguised as an ugly French lap dancer.
Ugly? She looked beautiful.
I suppose she might have been considered beautiful until you walked in the room.
Oh, Stedman, I've been dreaming of this moment. Come here.
Wild horses couldn't keep me away. Invisible robots!
Invisible robots?
Beep, 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 beep.
Look out!
he's Scatman, not just no Bruce boyfriend. If you cross him, you're a dead man. You heard what I said, man.
I heard he was gay. No way, sister.
Who's that man? He's Scatman.
We now return to the Transformers.
Okay, because Stedman kicked the woman in the stomach and threw her out the window, I think it promotes me to to give my thoughts on what Torian said. Technically, they're not our characters. They're the head of Marvel Studio. I mean, they're the head of Marvel Comics, DC Comics. The artists, the creatives, and a lot of them don't look like us, created those characters. But it's something that Jack Kirby said when he was saying, I created this character because I had black friends and they're reading my comics, but I don't have nothing for them. So I created Black Panther for them. So it's kind of like somebody giving you a gift. I give you a gift and say, here, I'm giving this to you. You know what I mean? And you say, you know, hey, you know what? You're right. You know, how am I supposed to take that? Hold on. I'm trying to see. Trying to see if I trying to see if it was a Jack Kirby interview. Hold on, y'all. I was listening to see if I could find this part of the story, but you know, somebody like Jack Kirby, I'm just listening, and you know, in this interview, and this is Jack Kirby's interview with Mondo Kirby. Jack Kirby interview, Andrew Mayer with Randolph Hope for the 14th of August, 1994 in San Diego, California. It's probably for Comic-Con. I'm not for sure. Can't say for you know if it was or not. But he was talking about how he didn't give a damn about what people thought. He just wanted to put out good material. So that means if you got to create you create a black character because you got a black friend, hey, I'm gonna do that. And we have to be able to give that is grace to me. Now, I could be totally wrong. But my perspective of that is that I got to respect them, respect the artist for trying to create something for people he's not around 24/7. Especially when we were getting shut out at that time to be artists and to be writers. You know what I mean? That's why we talk about Christopher Priest and the light that we did. I mean, well, I guess I still do, you know, because what he did for Black Panther, and he was the first black comic book writer that was like a big deal. That was a big deal in Marvel Comics. Had a long ongoing run, you know. So I have to give, because without Jack, we don't get Black. We don't get Black Panther. I think Steve Ditko create Falcon? Forgot who created the Falcon, for Marvel, but we don't get those characters. Hold on. God, I can't type. Gene Colan, Stan Lee and Gene Colan. You know, so he made his first appearance in Captain America number 117 in September 1969. Just think of the climate. Just think about it like this. Black Panther comes out in 68. Sam Wilson comes right after him. This is wrong. They were saying that Captain America is the first black superhero in mainstream comics. He wasn't. It was T'Challa first. So they got that completely wrong. But I'm just saying, if someone didn't go out their way that don't look like us to at least give us something where we could be able to say, well, I could see myself in that character, or I could just see, we whether you like the story or not, you'd be like, damn, that's a black character. That's kind of dope. Because for a long time, characters were just white. They were written by white people for white people. They were the original FUBU. We got to get over that. They were FUBU. So, when you start looking at, the future, that's why Giant Size X-Men #1 is so pivotal, because they went to diversity. Bringing in an African goddess that looks like Jamie Lawson, because I wish he was sitting right here. You know what I mean? Bringing in a Native American and bringing in a Canadian and a Russian, especially during the time of the Cold War. So I got to give him grace on that. That's just me personally. Again, I could be totally wrong, but I at least got to give him that. I got to give him that. So, all right. Hey, Jaden, for me, you may be a little behind. I'm not for sure, but I'll be like, yeah, I do. And I love it. You already know the answer to that. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's already happened. So, I think somebody broke down. Somebody broke down anybody could be Spider-Man, and I guess that somebody said that anybody could be Spider-Man. That, matter of fact, no, I'm gonna do that tomorrow. But they were trying to break it down and said anybody can see themselves as what Spider-Man is, the essence of Spider-Man. But he didn't like. I guess this particular person didn't like just Spider-Man all over the place, like Spider-Geddon or whatever. He was like, he was cool with Miles. He was cool with Peter Parker and Ben Reilly. I was like, Ben Reilly, but that was an ongoing series. So, when Ben Reilly, the clone of Spider-Man. So I don't know. Why haven't we got that on the big screen? That'd be awesome. Like, I don't know what to write. How about this? It's in the comics. That's too weird. Well, make it dope. Or actually, don't say it's too weird. Try to put it on big screen and just see how it works. Kind of go from there. Just like how I put this on. Put this on to see how it works.
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
All right. I'm going to get up out of here, man. I want you guys to enjoy your holiday. I want you to enjoy your Martin Luther King Day. Remember, Martin Luther King wasn't just a peaceful, what they try to sell, just peaceful, turn the other cheek, kind of. Yes, we're doing Blurred AF. But he wasn't just this peaceful, I'm turning the the cheek, the right cheek, and let you slap my left or whatever. Y'all got to go listen to some of Martin's speech. Go listen to I've Seen the Mountain. My favorite speech by Martin Luther King Jr. is I Seen the Mountaintop. See, the best speech, one of the best speeches I've ever heard, to me, in my personal opinion. Because if anybody try to say, oh, he was just peaceful, man, go look, it just wasn't just about peace. It was us getting what we deserve. If you don't listen to anything, go listen to I Done Seen the Mountaintop and how he was going in, his injustice. You know what I'm saying? He said, I don't know what the other civil rights leaders is doing. You know what I'm saying? Whether they are with the administration or not with the administration. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. But he said, but I know injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And I loved him for that. Because if we don't fight the small battles, don't get mad when the big ones come. Don't get mad when the big ones come. But go listen to, why Martin Luther King why J. Edgar Hoover said, I don't want a black messiah coming from their ranks. Why they targeted Martin so bad. Martin was a bad dude. Don't think he was he was more, honestly, y'all have no idea. A lot of times he was more radical than Malcolm. I'm trying to tell you. So yeah, go check it out. I'm gonna get you guys up out of here, man. Thank you so very much for tuning in to another episode of the Dre Max Show, man. What did you think about this reaction video? Tell me what you guys think. Put it in the comment section below and let me know what you guys think. But again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell notification so you can never, ever miss one of my videos. Get it to next time. I'll let you guys later. Peace and vibe hard. Just remember, he had a dream, but trust and believe he already seen the mountaintop. And he don't know if he's gonna make it there, but I want you to know we gonna get there one day. Peace. Wait a minute. You're telling me the video's over? What? Okay, I guess so. If you have came to this portion of the video, thank you so very much for sticking to the end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that little bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. And if you really want to, you don't got to, go ahead and follow the social media links that's down below. Until next time, I'll let you guys later. Peace and vibe higher, y'all. Y'all take care of yourself.